All right, Miss Webster, according to what I've read, you lived with the defendant. It was an arrangement where you would live there for a short period of time, and according to you, pay her $75 a week in rent. You were going to move in there with your fiancé?
Correct.
On what date did you move in? Maybe he knows. Stand up.
Can you please stand up?
Tell me your last name, sir.
Votano.
All right, so on what date did you move in? June 1st?
June 1st.
And just to put this in reference, and what date did you ultimately move out?
The end of July. It was the very end of July. Do you know the exact
Do you know the
date?
date?
We moved?
Yes, they stayed 2 weeks, Your Honor.
They say they moved in on June 1st.
They did not move in June 1st.
When did they move in?
They moved in maybe the 15th, 16th of June.
What do you mean,
June.
maybe the 15th? Do you
Well,
remember on what day they moved in?
Yes, June 16th.
Now you're sure.
I'm sure, positive.
And on what date did they vacate?
Excuse me?
What date did they vacate?
2 weeks after that date.
So, according to you, approximately July 1st.
Yes, it is.
According to your complaints, you moved in, you paid your $75 a week while you were there. In addition, when you moved into the defendant's apartment or home, she had no utilities, no gas, no electric, no hot water, or anything else. They'd all been shut off. You put them on in your name. Is that correct?
Yes.
There came a time when there was a falling out or something, and you were told to leave, and you left. You want your utility money back, as well as certain property.
Exactly. Could I explain a little bit about the falling out? I had found out she was on Section 8 in Massachusetts. That's free housing, and she did not have her 4 children in her custody living with her. At the time, I did not know she was not paying any rent for herself. Her only means of income was the $75 we were paying when the house had become infested with cockroaches, infested. And therefore, I couldn't live in those conditions, and said that I would like to move out within a week. I told her on a Monday, or no, actually, yeah, on a Monday. And she had said she had left with my ex-husband, that's who she's dating, left with him and came back. She became outraged. She said she wanted her key now, and I explained, we're paid up until the end. I need to make the arrangements.
Until the end of what?
The end of the week. The end of that week, that following week. She said, I want my key now, and I said, you'll get your key. She left. Approximately half an hour later, she called, said, you have a half an hour to get all your belongings out of the house. I'm coming with the police. Now, Your Honor, I had just had major surgery on the 17th, where they removed 3 discs from my neck, July 17th. So during this time, I was very disabled.
You were in the house after the surgery?
Yes, I was. I have the paperwork.
Let me see it.
And this is also a letter from the landlord stating that I resided there, even though she was the only adult on the list, on the lease of the house.
Go ahead. So, talk to me.
The reason how we found out she was on Section 8.
I don't want to know how you found out she
Then
was
what
on
do you-
Section 8.
of the
Right now, we're
surgery.
at a point where she says she's coming back in a half hour with the police.
With the police. The police showed up and asked her, do they pay you rent? She said yes. They said, we cannot have them leave. She said, oh, no, they don't pay me rent. They said, excuse me, miss, you just said they did. The reason why, that's a copy, she had ripped the papers out of my hand, the one with the landlord, so to ruin the evidence that I did have at the time.
Okay.
And the police had left, and the next morning, we had moved out everything that we had. We left a lot of the belongings because of the infested cockroaches that you could see everywhere.
All right. Well, so far, we've just taken care of part of your lawsuit. You
Okay.
moved out the next morning. You took everything that you wanted. You
Oh, I
didn't want
wanted
to
to
take
take
other stuff because it was infested with cockroaches.
Correct.
You say you want the return of valuable personal property. What valuable personal property? Tell me.
I'll tell you. A 25-inch colored cable-ready TV.
Well,
The
just a
box-
second. Why didn't you take that?
Because the roaches got inside the television. They go into electronic. It's the first that I've heard. They go into electronics to keep warm. Electrical appliances. They go into that.
So you don't want the TV back.
No, I want some of the cost of it.
Forget it. You moved the television in there.
There was no cockroaches there at that time. She's a pig. That's why she
Then
lives.
you shouldn't have moved in there.
We did not know.
Just a second. You should have had some clue when you move into somebody's apartment and they have no gas, electricity, or hot water. You
He
should have a
felt sorry
clue.
for her.
She's not paying for a new TV for you. You had an opportunity to take your TV. She didn't withhold it from you. You decided to leave it there because there were bugs in it.
I'm not asking for the value of the whole TV.
You
just a
can't have
portion.
value of any TV. You can't have value of any property that you voluntarily elected to leave in the premises because you felt that they were bug infected.
Well, what we had done was brought a lot of the property outside. My husband's sister lives upstairs.
So,
And we figured if we had left it out, maybe the cold air or whatever, cockroaches, I guess, do not like cold air.
So?
And would leave. And when we had gone back, all this was gone. All our belongings were gone.
just a second. They were gone.
They were smashed. They weren't gone, they were smashed up.
So let's say they were smashed up. You put them outside.
Yeah?
So,
And we had somebody watching over it.
yeah. Who did you have watching over it?
My sister, she just said that.
And how long did you leave it outside?
Hour?
You mean you were leaving it outside for an hour and you were coming back for it?
Yes.
You know, you're making up these stories as you're going along. It all sounds
you.
very, very good to me.
Thank you.
No.
Do I look like I need help? You just told me that you left the stuff there, you weren't taking it because it was full of bugs. You don't get any property back. You decided to leave. If you decided to leave, you should have taken your television set, everything else that you had, taken it with you in a car and put it out someplace else where you were going, not leave it out in front of her house.
My sister's house, too. It ain't just her house.
So
what? So what? You
so
keep
what?
saying
That's
so
what I'm saying to you. So what?
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Now, bottom line is they didn't live with you until the 1st of July or the 16th of July. According to the landlord, they lived with you at least until July 28th. You may...
Here, I have that they were not on the lease. I let them...
I don't care whether they were on the
I
lease
know
or not.
that,
That's
ma'am.
not the question,
But
Ms. Matos.
I know that, Your Honor, but I'm coming to my point. Out of the kindness of my heart, they got evicted out of their home. I
Untrue.
let them
Stop.
stay-
Listen to me. I don't want the kindness of your heart.
All right.
Kindness of your heart, you don't charge them $75
I
in
did not
rent.
charge them. I have not accepted any money from them.
Just a second.
Please,
Just a second.
please.
That I don't believe.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Jennifer Webster says former friend Lorraine Matos owes her for utility bill deposits and the return of personal property. Lorraine says Jennifer owes her for smashing out her van windows.
You just don't want
Yes, I
Section
did.
8.
Look in it.
I'm speaking. You just don't want Section 8 housing to know that you were charging them for rent. Don't give me baloney.
that's
I've been
not true,
around
Your
the
Honor.
block longer than you have, madam.
Get this stuff.
All right, let's get to it. Utility bills. You pay the utility bills?
I haven't had the funds to pay the utility
Let me
bills
see
at
the
time.
utility bills.
She would like to call the party line to get dates on a constant basis using my telephone. I can quote words that she used.
Okay. The amount due on this bill is $47.
That,
The
Your
total
Honor,
electrical charges were $94.
that they transferred from their old apartment, ma'am. Both of them, phone and electric. They transferred to my apartment from their old apartment. Those bills were already on there.
You can't transfer until
Yes,
you
you
pay them
can.
full. It was your age.
She transferred her electricity from her old resident to my resident.
Did you have electric on when they moved in?
No, I didn't. She transferred from her...
Did you have electric on when they moved in?
No, I didn't.
All right. Did you have a phone on when they moved in?
Yes, I did.
You did? You had
I
a
had my
phone
own
connected?
phone.
Was
Yes,
it
I
shut
did.
off?
Is it?
Yes, I did. I had my own phone number. Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And it was on?
Yes, it was on when they moved in, Your Honor.
When we moved
And
in,
it got
it was shut off.
turned off within
No.
5 or 6 days.
No, Your
It's a
Honor.
very easy phone call for me to make, Miss Matos. Don't
It
make
was
me
not
embarrassed.
turned on. Your
It's
Honor.
under-
I'm
different name.
speaking. Let me finish my question.
Okay, and then I will answer it, ma'am.
Pay careful attention to my question.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did there come a time
Yes.
between the 1st of June and the last of July
Yes.
when the phone
Yes.
that was in your apartment,
Yes.
in your name,
Yes.
was not working?
Yes. Your Honor, may I say something?
No.
Okay.
You were trying to scam a little bit, Miss Matos.
I'm not scamming nothing. I'm
Sure
trying
you
to-
were.
I'm trying to show you. I
You
can't
sure you were?
put my electricity on for a month.
Let me explain something to you. You want to know why you were trying to scam a little bit, madam?
Why was I trying to scam a little?
Very easy, because the people of the state of Massachusetts were paying your rent and you were getting money from them.
I did not receive any money.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
Free housing.
Yes, you did. No
Where's the
question
receipts?
in my
Where's
mind
the
that you did.
receipts
Let's
that
get
I
to your
received any
counterclaim.
money?
You say that when you returned,
To my home.
I'm speaking, that when you returned to your home, you found the window to your van damaged.
I have it all on videotape.
What do you have on videotape?
Every damage that they did to my home the day after they
Wait a minute.
left,
Shh.
and
Hush.
to my my
Listen.
minivan.
Listen to me very
Yes,
carefully.
ma'am.
Put your hand down.
Okay.
And an estimate.
Shh.
Sorry.
What kind of minivan do you have?
I have a Dodge Caravan,
What year?
89.
Have insurance on it?
Nope, it was parked in my private yard.
So the answer is you do not have insurance on it.
Nope, but it was parked in my yard. No, I don't have insurance on it, Your Honor.
Is the car registered?
No, it was not registered.
What do you use the car for?
I was using the car until I got my license back so me and my 4 children can enjoy it.
The 4 children were not living in the premises.
That is none of your concern, Jennifer.
Shh. I got the whole picture. Listen, I want to tell you something. I don't know about your history, because it seems to me you're lacking brains, the two of you, and moving in with her.
Excuse me.
They sure are.
That's exactly what I said. You're lacking brains
We are
and moving
for
into
moving
with
in.
somebody,
Exactly, you are
somebody
correct.
who
I believe
doesn't have
that.
custody of their. I'm speaking. Doesn't have custody of their 4 children. Has no gas. Has no electric. Has no hot water. Right? Has cockroaches in their house all over the place. Moving your stuff in there. I'm not getting into all that in any event, and I don't want to see your video. I have no interest in seeing your video.
Oh, you have no-
Damage to your van window.
Yes.
You claim that the defendants did it.
Yes.
I would like to know what proof you have that the defendants damaged your
Because
van.
when I come back when I called the officer for them to leave that day, my house was fine, my car was fine. There is no reason for me to damage my own apartment. I live in that home. And second of all, when I came back the next morning, my house was damaged, my car was damaged.
So that's
Richie and Jennifer Votano had called my fiance's house numerous times saying, oh, try to get in your house, try driving your car. How does the damage feel in your home?
really.
Yes,
He's-
my
step up
fiance's right here. Came to my fiance.
Shh.
Okay.
What's your last name?
Webster?
Okay. You're her former husband?
That's correct.
I introduced them.
Shh. I don't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Jennifer Webster claims Lorraine Matos owes her for utility bill deposits and the return of personal property.
Did you receive a phone call from your former wife
Yes, we
after
received-
they moved out?
Yes, we received the night of, the night that they decided to move out of the premises of the street. Me and Lorraine went back to my house, and they made about 12 to 14 phone calls, like just, yelling, screaming, you know what I mean, I can't believe you come over here with the cops and this and that, and, threatening, they're gonna, Richard was threatening bodily harm, she was threatening, Jennifer was threatening bodily harm, and then when, that's what, it was about 11 o'clock that night.
I didn't
then,
threaten you,
then,
little girl.
then,
Just a minute.
I didn't
Do you
threaten
want to
him.
stay here?
Please, Richie.
Do you want to stay here?
Yes.
Then me and my roommate, I had a roommate at the time, we went by the apartment and picked up, her iguana, because she had an iguana there, and so we picked that up and we went back to the house, and to where my premises, where I was residing, and then that was around 11:30 that night. So when we come back the next morning, it was me and her went back to the street the next morning at around, I'd say around 11:45. All the damage to the caravan and like a lot of damage to the.
Tell me what damage
All right, there was
to the caravan.
there was the front windshield, the front, the front end of the car was all smashed in, and the passenger side windshield.
When you came back to the house,
Yeah.
they had already moved out.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
How did you get into the house?
I had to take I went into my trunk and I had to take a razor because I had one of those razor blades and everything like that, and I put it inside the lock. Removed the key. I had 2 of them. I removed the key that was broken, the lock out of there, and then she had another key and we opened up the door.
Now, did you call in any sort of a police report with regard to the damage?
No. But I received that day when we were downstairs. Like he previously said before, his sister lives upstairs, and she come downstairs. She said, my brother wants to talk to you, and he started saying that if you report this to the police or anything like that, then I'm going to bring my brother, I'm going to bring my friends and everything. He's like, that is the God's honest truth.
So you did not report that to the police?
No, I was scared. Man.
Okay, now you want to show me a piece of paper?
Yes, I do. It says that her claim on 8/2
Just
that
a
I
second.
smashed.
I can read.
Okay.
I just changed my mind.
And,
I just changed my mind.
Your Honor?
I really would like to look at this video that they have. Okay?
Your Honor,
What?
that's my husband's handwriting. Lorraine is unable to read or write.
Nope, that's my handwriting.
So what?
So how could she have
A driver's
car license
license.
to own a car?
I
Just a
didn't
second.
know.
She doesn't have a driver's license.
You need a driver's license.
She doesn't have a driver's license,
You need,
right?
That's right.
You need one to own a car in Massachusetts.
Just a second. She doesn't probably even own this car. It's not a registered car. She just drives around and hopes for the best. Okay, I'm ready. That's dated August 19th.
The clock.
Isn't she still electricity?
Where'd you get the video camera?
Borrowed off my brother.
You borrowed it from your brother. Is your brother a stand-up guy?
Yeah,
Nice guy?
yeah. Twin brother, yeah.
Right? Any reason why he would have the date of August 19th, 2000 on that video?
We didn't know the date we had to change or anything. We just.
It doesn't have to change. It goes
I
automatically.
just, he doesn't ever use it. You know what I mean? It's like I don't.
You mean it just jumps ahead a month?
You gotta set
Just
the
a
date.
second.
No, it doesn't jump ahead a month. That's not the date that I videotaped it on.
Well, how do I know that? That's what it says.
Oh, but I'm just going on by my word.
Probably damaged your truck.
Thank you.
It's a hothead. Probably a little psychotic besides. Strike that, definitely a little psychotic. You have to have more proof than that, than the opportunity and the inclination to cause damage. Aside from the fact that the only evidence that you produce here today, sir, indicates that the damage was done on or about the 19th of August, approximately 6 weeks after you say they moved out. I believe you. You say they moved out July 1st.
Yeah.
I don't believe that, but that's what you say. So if they moved out July 1st, you hung around with this glass in your stove,
No, I
and with,
didn't.
I'm speaking, glass in your stove and all the schmutz in your house for 7 weeks. You are entitled to $100 for one half of the utility bills while you were
Thank
there.
you.
You are entitled to nothing.
Thank you.
That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Have a seat, please.
How old are you, sir?
17.
This is your father?
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't you have a seat for a moment, sir?
Sure.
Quentin, according to your complaint, you ran away from home. Was it just you or you and your sister?
Me, my girlfriend, and 2 other girls.
When was that?
December 10th, somewhere around that.
Was there any particular reason that you left home?
The main reason was,
Look at me.
at the time, I was having a lot of problems in the home, and also my girlfriend at the time, she was only 14, so were the other 2 girls that ran away. Basically, I was looking for a way to get out and a reason. I just thought I could go along and help
Go along and what?
them take care of themselves, considering their age.
According to you, the defendants took you into their home. I'll figure out why in a minute. After a week, you decided that this wasn't for you, and you went back home. You say that they retained certain of your property. That's what this lawsuit is about, $5,000 worth of your property that you say that they have. How did you get to their house?
They came and picked me up about a half hour after my dad left for work on that day.
How did you know them?
I met him a week or 2 prior through one of the girls that ran away with me. Their brother was living with them.
So one of the girls that ran away with you had a brother who was also a runaway?
No, he was 19. He was their roommate.
Had you talked about moving in with them, I assume, before December 10th?
Yes.
What did you tell them?
One night, me and the other 3 girls were with them at a coffee house, and that night, the girls didn't go home. We stayed out too late, and they missed a curfew, so they just decided they were going to stay gone. And in the meantime, I was corroborating with them basically on how to raise money to get out of state.
What reason did he tell you that he was running away from home?
He didn't tell me any reason. This is a different story.
We don't even know him.
Really?
We know him. We met him twice.
We met him twice.
So you met him twice, then you know. They picked you up at your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pick him up at his house?
No.
Go ahead. They picked you up at the house, and what did you do? Look at me.
The night before, I had spent the entire night packing. I stayed up all night packing my stuff in boxes and bags, and that morning it was around 7:30 they showed up. They helped me load everything into their car. We crammed it full, and we went straight to their house.
Yes.
From there, I stayed there.
For a week?
Yes, 7 days exactly.
And what happened when you decided to leave?
By this time, all of us had made a mutual agreement that none of us would back out of it. We were set to run away. And
You mean you and the 3 girls?
Yes, and the defendants. And if we backed out, the rest of us would get back at the others in some way. And me and one of the girls had decided a couple days before we left that we didn't want to stay there anymore, but we felt we couldn't just leave because of the fact that all my stuff was over there. I didn't know if I could get it back. I didn't know if we were going to go to jail if we came back or not. So
Why would you go to jail?
Because we ran away.
Okay.
On Christmas Day, we had had enough of it, and they had gone to their parents or whatever for Christmas or something. And I called my mom and told her to come pick me up before they got home because I was afraid what they would do if they found out we were leaving, because this would mean that they would most likely go to jail, and they did.
Go to jail for what?
Harboring runaways.
Mm-hmm. So your mom came and picked you up?
Yes.
Came pick you up in a car?
Yes.
Why didn't you take your stuff with you?
I didn't even have any shoes on when I left.
Well,
I was...
Clinton, you called your mother. I assume you knew you were going to leave the night before. So as
No.
soon as they left...
We didn't... We had been wanting to leave, but up until 10 minutes before I called her.
And where does your mother live?
She lives in Franklin, Indiana.
About how far is that?
It took her 15 minutes.
Well, in 15 minutes, you pack up a lot of stuff,
This is true.
including the shoes that you were wearing. Because one of the things that you say you left is your cat.
Yes, ma'am.
That doesn't sound hard to get.
True. My mom, when she pulled up, she knocked on the door and she wanted to come in and get my stuff, but I didn't want to stay there. I didn't want to take the risk of them coming home.
Why? You think they're violent?
Yes.
What makes you think they're violent?
While we were there, their roommate, one of the girls' older brother, he had come out about something, and basically everyone in the house at the time beat him up, totally, just trashed him. He's got scars and bruises all over his face.
This 19-year-old brother.
Yes.
You have a drug problem?
No.
Did you ever use drugs?
I have.
Did you use drugs while you were in their house?
No, ma'am.
Were you going to school at the time you ran away from home?
No, ma'am.
For how long?
Close to a year.
What were you doing during that year?
Working.
Working for whom?
I had a couple different jobs at fast food places and home office.
Why did you leave school?
It was an incident. I was kicked
Look at me.
out. I was expelled for a while.
For
and
what?
it came harassment of a teacher. I had gotten into a fight with a teacher. When it came time for me to go back, my parents and I just decided I would drop out and start GED classes. That way
Is
I
that
could
the
work.
first time that you had been in trouble in school?
That was the only time I've ever been in trouble.
What kind of harassment of the teacher?
Threats.
Threats? On
Yeah.
the phone?
No.
In school?
Yeah.
Ever outside of school?
No.
You two were married?
Yes.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 19.
22.
What makes you take in runaways into your house?
We didn't take any runaways.
We did not.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now you want him to pay you what you consider is fair market value for this antique rattan patio set, which is $500. He sold it for $30. When did you move this patio set into the defendant's home?
It was in October 1998, approximately October, November.
1998.
Yes,
And how long did you stay there?
3 weeks, ma'am.
So you were out of there by November.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you left his home, where did you go?
I was for the next 5 months living either in the pediatrics unit or at my daughter's home or at my ex-husband's spare bedroom. My grandson was dying.
What kind of conversation did you have with him about this patio set?
When I moved out of Gerard's, he said it was fine that I left it there and could store it there until I got a home of my own, which I didn't intend to do until the situation with my grandson was resolved, and I thought that that might be 6 months to a year, and he was agreeable to that.
Did he say that to you?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
You had the conversation with him that it might not be 6 months
yes,
to a
ma'am.
year.
I told him that I thought it would be 6 months to a year. These children typically live and die before the second year, and I told him I thought it would be 6 months to a year.
After you left his house, did you in fact call him periodically?
I called him twice, and once was to get a phone number for a dentist, and he did not return my phone calls. I went to the Sufi dancing where he plays guitar on Friday nights and told him I needed the phone number because I had a tooth broken. And I had also intended to talk to him to see how the patio furniture
Don't
was that
ask
night.
what you intended.
Right.
You didn't discuss it with him.
The patio furniture that night? No, never got there. He became angry with me.
Okay. So when was the next time you contacted him about the patio furniture?
March.
March of 2000?
Yes, ma'am. I approached him publicly. His new girlfriend, the lady sitting here, was there that night, and I told him I had moved to a home now, and I'd like to get my patio furniture. And Gerard told me he sold it, just flat out said he sold it.
So from November of 1998
Yes, ma'am.
until March of 2000, you never had a conversation with him about the patio furniture?
Yes, ma'am. I did have a conversation with him, the one I told you about, where I talked to him the night I went and asked him about getting my dentist's telephone number. I sat on the patio furniture that night, but he became angry. I didn't
You
talk
did
to him.
not, listen to me.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Zur,
Yes.
you told me that you went to talk to him about getting the phone number for a dentist.
Yes.
But that you did not talk about the patio furniture.
No.
So
you're
what
right.
I'm asking
sorry.
you is, am I
Yes.
correct
Yes,
that
you are.
between November of 1998
Yes.
and March of 2000,
Yes, ma'am.
you did not have any conversation with him about the patio furniture?
No, I apologize. You're correct. We did not discuss it that night, no.
Okay. When did you sell the patio furniture?
It was the first weekend in May of last year, 2000.
She said she spoke to you in March of 2000.
I remember it's the first weekend in May because that's when we have a park-wide garage sale.
Could it have been in May instead of March?
That could have been, yes.
It could have been May.
Could have been, yes.
2000. So he actually held on to this property longer than the agreed time. Is that right?
No, ma'am. The understanding that I had was that my grandson is dying. These children die before 2 years old. I expect him to die within 6 months to a year, and then I'm going to get a home.
Okay.
That was the understanding.
Let me ask you this question. I know that this is difficult, Miss Sir. Did your grandson survive the illness?
No, ma'am, he did not.
When did he pass away?
He died in March of 1999.
Well, if he died in March of 1999, it was more than a year after that that you called to reclaim this property.
Yes, ma'am. And in the meantime, Gerard had filed a restraining order. I did, and I didn't even realize he had the patio furniture in the aftermath. I didn't even remember.
Miss Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
I know that you probably, in the past couple of years in your life, have had a lot of pain. And sometimes it's very easy to transfer pain to something else, to get angry.
May I make a comment, Your Honor?
Sure you can.
Gerard Duteau knew how much I loved that furniture.
If you loved that furniture, you should have taken better care of it. You didn't even realize that he had the patio furniture. What is it that brings you to court now, Miss?
Because sometime last winter, when I went to my storage and was thinking of getting the home and started looking through things, then it occurred to me he had it, and that's when I approached him about it.
You didn't speak to him about it?
Not right off the bat, no, I didn't.
You didn't speak to him at all about it then?
I was cut off from communicating with him, Your Honor. He had a restraining order. It was very difficult.
Did you have a
to
lawyer
communicate with him.
representing you in
No,
with the
ma'am, I did
restraining
not.
order? Shh. Did you consent to a restraining order?
I consented to it. The only reason
Yes,
I
I don't
did.
care why. You
Okay.
consented to the restraining order.
Yes.
That was in what year?
99, November.
So in November of 1999, 1 year after you left the furniture there, there
Yes.
must have been a basis for him requesting a restraining order, but there was no mention when you appeared before a judge and consented to the
Yes.
restraining order
Yes, ma'am, you're right. Right.
You could have said to the judge, I don't mind consenting to this restraining order, but I want my furniture back that's in his house.
Yes.
Could have said that. You
that's
didn't. Your
right.
case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think
And Loretta May. He's suing for the return of his belongings.
Let me hear what happened.
Okay. It all boils down to at the coffee shop they met, he made passes at my husband. Damon told him to back off. He gave our roommate, we do have a keyboard of his, but on that day that we were down there at Big Daddy's, he gave a keyboard to our roommate, our ex-roommate, to pawn. He said get at least $100 out of it. And he gave it to him to pawn.
He gave the keyboard to this 19-year-old roommate?
He's 18, actually.
Your
Or
Honor, he never
18-year-old
had his hands
roommate?
on it.
Yes, and he asked him to take it to the pawn shop and pawn it.
Was it pawned?
No, no.
Where is it?
They wouldn't let us bring it here.
But you have the keyboard?
Yes.
You say that you never went to his house to pick him up?
No.
Never did?
No.
How did you find him in the house?
He wasn't in the house. Our back door was kicked in.
Yes.
On Christmas Day.
When we got home on Christmas Day, our back door was kicked in. We didn't know what was going on, and we go back in one of the extra rooms, and there's all this stuff there. It's like we didn't know where the stuff came from. The next thing we know, we've got a cop knocking at the door saying that we kidnapped kids.
Just a second. Are you saying they never lived with you for a week?
No, no. I babysat my roommate's younger sister, her younger brother's New Year's. Okay, all this supposedly happened before Christmas. New Year's, I babysat for my roommate's mom, and one of the girls, she was one of the runaways. Now, why would she allow her to come over to my home if we kidnapped them or
Now, you were arrested for kidnapping?
No, we're arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And the judge told us we'll probably throw it out of court because...
But you have not been tried on that case yet?
No, we have not.
That's still an open case?
Yes, March 8th.
Oh. Say not another word. I'm going to handle this very, very easily today. I cannot continue with this case. Mr. and Mrs. May are currently, I assume, under indictment for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Rather serious charge for which there could be serious consequences. You understand that?
Yes.
I see that you do, in fact, have certain property that you say belongs to the plaintiff.
Yes.
Let's do this. That property is going to be retained for a moment after this court hearing is concluded. I'm directing you to go outside, call your attorney, see if there is any reason why you should not turn over that property to him or whether it should be retained as evidence. If your lawyer says you don't need it, turn it over to him.
Okay.
The keyboard you can pick up.
Okay.
Anything else of any size that you have in your house that belongs to him?
There's like a little Sony boombox, a bag of stuff, like clothes and stuff in it.
Cat.
His cat, a black
Cat's,
cat.
Cat's still okay?
Oh, yeah, I've been feeding it, taking care of it.
Okay. So the cat goes back.
That's fine.
Fine. You want to pick that stuff up within 3 days?
There was other items too there.
I don't care.
Okay.
I really don't
Your
care.
Honor. Okay. Sure.
You know, I have a feeling somewhere in between these two stories there's a piece of truth. Unfortunately, I can't go into it now because
Yes,
they
Your
are
Honor.
currently
I understand.
under an indictment. So I can't go into it. Your son's no bargain. Just understand that.
I understand that.
Very good. So if he lost a couple of CDs, that's too bad.
Your Honor,
So
I had
be it.
$6,000 worth of CDs.
I feel very sorry for you, sir. I feel very sorry for you. I want to tell you something. You know that I don't believe the whole story that you told me? Little pieces of it, maybe. But I don't believe this whole story that you just told me. We understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
And if that costs you a couple of bucks in CDs, be happy you're getting your cat back. All right. That goes back to him after you speak to your lawyer. If you speak to your lawyer has no problem with you turning over to the plaintiff's father the other items that you have in the house, including the keyboard and the boombox and any clothes and any CDs that he may have there. Just give it all to him, get it out of your house. He'll be very, very happy to get it out of your house. I assume your lawyer will have no problem with that. You understand? Perfect. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
We all were over there. We all ran away over there. I just like to say that anyone who wants to run away, it's not worth it because you lose out in the end anyway.
He never lived in our home. And I mean, I don't promote runaways. My plan is to open up a group home for kids with troubles, not take them in, and hide them.
And now the next case.
All parties on Zara versus Duteau. Step forward, please.
43-year-old retired nurse Carrie Zer is suing her ex-boyfriend, 47-year-old Monsieur Gerard Deteau, for selling her wicker patio furniture.
Ms. Zara, according to what I've read, you and the defendant had a brief relationship about 3 years ago.
Yes, ma'am.
You were married at the time. You left your husband, moved some things into storage, briefly moved in with the defendant, and one of the things you did not put in storage was a wicker patio set.
Yes, ma'am.
There came a time when you left the defendant's home, you left the patio set there, and now, according to your complaint, you and the defendant were living together, you planned on getting married, didn't work out, he moved out.
Okay.
You claim he owes you some money for some rent, some bills, and in addition, shortly after he moved out, he came back, there was an altercation, and he injured you, and you want him to pay your medical bills.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, when did he move out?
He moved out in June of '99.
And what month's rent do you claim he owes you?
Last month's rent.
Which month?
October.
But he wasn't living there.
No. His name was still on the lease, so I expect him to still pay half.
And how much was the rent?
The rent was $430.
Okay. Now, what kind of damage did he do when he moved out?
While he was leaving, police officers were present because previous altercations between us. After he did leave, there were damages done to the apartment.
After he left?
Right after he took all the furniture and everything out with him.
Like what kind of damage?
Holes burnt in the carpet, holes in the walls. I have pictures if you would like to see.
I'd like to see the pictures, and I would like to see the landlord's estimate. Have you moved out of the apartment?
Yes, I have.
When did you move out?
I moved out in October.
Now tell me about the next part of your lawsuit, which has to do with an assault.
He came to my apartment after he had left. He had heard rumors that I was seeing somebody new and got jealous.
When was that?
This was in September. He came to my apartment. We got into an argument. We ended up outside, and an altercation happened between us.
Well, tell me about it.
I was arguing with his new girlfriend, and he grabbed me by my arms, putting multiple bruises on me, which I also have pictures of. We were pushing and shoving, and my knee popped. The ambulance was called. I went to the emergency room.
Well, how did your knee get popped?
He pushed me.
Not true at all. Not true at all, Your Honor.
How did he push you?
When he had grabbed me by my arms, I was trying to make him let go of me. I tried to get away. He grabbed me from behind with his right hand around my throat. When I was trying to get away from that, I was twisting and turning since he had a hold of me, and that resulted in my knee popping.
Were you fighting with his girlfriend?
No, I was not.
Were you fighting with him?
Yes, I was.
How were you fighting with him?
Trying to get his arms off me.
How did you get outside?
I was trying to get him out of my apartment.
How were you doing that?
He tried to shove his way in my door, and I told him to leave. It resulted in a fight. He tried to steal my cat, try to get my cat back. After that, that's when he grabbed me by my arms and then grabbed me from behind with his...
How did you try to get your cat back?
Just ran after him.
Were you arrested for that?
No, ma'am, I was not.
Were you taken into custody?
No, ma'am.
No charges were ever filed with regard to that case?
Later on, about a month later.
I pressed charges the same day, Your Honor.
About a month. It was about a month later. I've received a phone call from my father at work. Said that there was police officers came for a warrant. I turned myself in, and then it proceeded from there. I had to go to court for it and everything.
Well, that's what I want to know. You did go to court. Did you have a lawyer?
Yes, I did.
Did you appear before a judge?
Yes.
Was the case resolved?
Yes.
How was it resolved?
I had deferred prosecution, or I had to stay away. We had to both stay away from each other for 180 days. If no altercations were occurred in 180 days, then the case was dismissed.
You may call it a deferred prosecution, but it really is a period of 6 months probation.
Okay.
Did your lawyer explain that to you?
No, he didn't explain to me fully. Like I said, he said I had no charges were pending or anything like that. The prosecutor informed me that there wasn't enough evidence and I had too many witnesses.
Don't tell me what the prosecutor told you about not enough evidence. There wasn't enough evidence. You should have insisted on a trial. Then you would not have had a 6-month probationary period. What did you go to her house for in September?
I was with her sister and my girlfriend here. We went to her house. I dropped her sister off. She said she had to talk to her. And at that time, we had a cat that I got, and it was running around in the stairs. It ran up the stairs. I followed the cat. She was already talking to her sister at the time with the door open. I went up there to get the cat. I picked up the cat. Then the man that moved in with her after I left the place, started saying stuff to me, arguing with me. Then she proceeded to argue with me. She came at me, smacked me in my face, started punching me in my chest.
Not true.
I went to walk away. Her sister grabbed her, told her to leave me alone, to let me go. I grabbed the cat, proceeded down the stairs, got all the way outside of the apartment building. She ran past me, went to my car where my girlfriend was sitting. The window was cracked. She was talking on her cell phone. She proceeded to stick her hands through the window, the cracked window, grabbed her by the hair,
Not true.
and started pulling her out through the window.
Did that happen?
Yes, it did.
Go ahead.
That time she grabbed her, I told her to let her go. I did grab her arms to pull her hands away from her hair. I said, let go of her hair, let go of her hair. She said, no, I'm not going to let go. I said, let go of her hair and I'll let you go. She finally let go of her hair. I backed away, and then she proceeded at me again to hit me. She got out of the car, then Monica proceeded to go after her. When she started proceeding to go after her, she hurt her knee, fell down.
Your Honor,
Then
I
the
have
ambulance was
pictures
called.
of the multiple bruises that were on my arms that he gave me.
Oh, I'll take
And
a look
there's
at
no
them.
other way I could have gotten these.
I'll take a look at them. How do you think that happened, Miss Zamora? How do you think these black and blue marks happened?
By him. He gave them to me.
How?
By grabbing me and holding on to me.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it for 5 years. It wasn't the first time.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Monica Zamora says her ex-fiancé, Ronald Jones, owes her for rent and for medical bills resulting from an altercation. Ronald says Monica slashed his furniture and slandered his name on the internet.
All this isn't as clear as you make it appear. I want you to know that I understand that. He says that there was another person that moved into the house shortly after he left.
He lied
I'm
about
go-
that.
Just a second. Did you at that time have some other person, a male, staying over occasionally at your house?
No, ma'am. Never did he stay one night. Yes, I started seeing somebody. This is the reason he came to my apartment.
I mean, I don't see why he would come over there with his new girlfriend.
His new girlfriend is my new boyfriend's ex-girlfriend.
So
That's the
what?
reason they're together.
So what?
There was
different-
nobody staying with me.
Listen to me.
I had 3
Listen-
jobs to pay my bills.
Listen to me. He didn't come over there because he was jealous. He may have come over there because his girlfriend said to him, why are you being such an idiot and paying the rent when he's staying over there with her? Now, that may or may not have been true. Certainly, he was there on that September day when this altercation took place.
Mhm.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Put your hand down. You know, you have to be objective even with regard to your own children, right? Now, I want to know why you went outside.
He took my cat and grabbed it. That was a gift to me.
So you went outside after him?
Yes, I did.
And are you telling me you never went over to his car?
No, I didn't. I didn't even
Step
see.
up.
Didn't even see his car.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Jennifer
Jennifer what?
Martinez.
I want you to tell me about this day in September of 1999, if you can recall it.
Well, like Ron said, I was sitting in the car talking on my cell phone. The window was cracked about maybe this much, and she reaches her hand in the car and says, get out. And she's grabbing by the side of my hair. She has me by the side of her hair. I asked her, what are you doing? She said, get out. So she reaches her other hand, and at this point in time, both arms are in about this deep. She busted my face on the left
Why didn't you
side
press
underneath
charges?
my eye. At that time, Ron went over there. He was like, look, let her go. There's no need for this. We're leaving, we're leaving, we're leaving. So she's like, no, get her out of the car. I want to beat her up and so forth and so on for whatever reasons of her own. To this day, I don't know. Fine. So she tries to get me out of the car. So I told her, how am I going to get out the car out of a crack of a window? Let me open the door. So she's all pressed up against the door.
Okay, that's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Sit down.
Thank you.
Sit down. I want to hear something, Mr. Jones, about your countersuit.
Okay.
You say that Ms. Zamora took a knife and ripped up furniture.
That's correct.
Tell me about it.
That day, the day I moved out, she called the cops because I wanted to move out.
Why would the police be called to the house?
Because I wanted to take my stuff with me, and she thought that she was able to keep it. When everything was in my name, I had receipts for it. I showed the police.
Okay, so that's why the police were called, because
Yes.
you were taking some property out of the house. Okay, and what happened?
The police told me I had to get my stuff and go as soon as possible. So they waited there. They waited there until I got my stuff out. Before the police were called, before the police got there, I was moving some stuff downstairs to the...
What stuff?
I was moving clothes. I was getting my clothes, putting them in bags, and taking them downstairs to the basement So when my family got there to help me move, I'd be all ready. When I came back up, she was putting a knife back into the kitchen sink. I started to proceed to move the furniture out of the living room, and there were slashes in the side of them. I do have pictures if you'd like to see those.
Can I see them, please?
I saw the furniture.
There's one slash. Is that right? Is that what you're telling me?
There's a slash in each end of the couch and the love seat.
I see. Did you do this?
No, ma'am.
There's no reason for me to rip my own furniture when I paid for it.
No.
There isn't.
I paid for that furniture. That furniture was in both of our names, but it didn't matter to me. I just wanted him to leave.
Well, why do you think somebody would slash the furniture like that?
I have no idea why he would do that.
I have
Or
no
who
idea
else
why
would do
anybody
it.
would
I don't
do
know.
that to their furniture either. All right. There's another part of this lawsuit. Now you can stand up, Mr. Zamora, because you're suing him because you say he borrowed $350 to use as a security deposit for the apartment. Did he borrow that money for security deposit?
He borrowed the money to get an apartment and incidentals. He did not have a place to live. He had just started to work.
Security deposit is $445. Who put down the security deposit?
I borrowed the money from him, Your Honor, for the security deposit.
So you put down the security deposit on the apartment with his money?
Right. I put down a first month's rent, and he loaned me the rest of it for the security deposit, which I borrowed $550 from him.
And you paid some back?
I paid some back.
So $350 is left. Is that right, Mr.
Yes.
Zamora? So your daughter did not put down any security deposit in this apartment. Is that right?
Correct.
The cleaning and painting is just $395.
Yes, I'm only asking for half the last month's rent, but I want him to pay for all of the damages because he did the damages.
No. $395 is cleaning and painting.
Okay.
Half of that, say it's $200.
Okay.
But he's already got $350 in there for security deposit because she didn't put any in. You can't get it both ways. You can't get your loan back from him, plus you're going to get back the money from the security deposit that's not eaten up by the landlord's cleanup. Can't get both. You following me? Perfect. So, in addition, I don't believe your daughter with regard to what happened that day in September when she called the police and there was an altercation at the house. I don't believe her story. What?
We have previous police reports of their altercations.
I don't care about previous. That's not what I'm here
he's a
talking
violent
about.
person.
I'm telling you, I do not believe the story that your daughter told me that he assaulted her the way she described it and that she was solely without blame. I do not.
It takes two to argue.
I do not believe that it came about the way she described it to me, that he, for no reason whatsoever, assaulted her. I do not believe it happened that way.
We have previous police reports of him assaulting
Stop it!
Oh, no. I mean, so he's not going to stop assaulting her unless you tear him apart.
I believe that she got bruised in the arm because she went after his girlfriend in the car. I believe that that happened. I'm not saying you're blameless with regard to the altercation that happened in the house. I believe that you shouldn't have been there.
Correct.
Period. End of discussion. You should not have been there. You precipitated something that developed into maybe more than what you bargained for. You had no cause to be there at all. But I do not believe it happened in the way that the plaintiff described, so I am not holding you responsible for her medical bills. You have a hospital report?
I should.
Sir, and I'm not even entertaining your defamation of character end of your lawsuit. She said she put nasty things about you on the internet?
Yes, Your
Like
Honor.
what?
I have a paper printout of from American Online.
Let me see it. Do you have a report from any of these?
A report?
That says that what the x-rays found?
I think that's all I have, Your Honor.
Show this to the plaintiff, please. Is that your handle on the internet?
No, it's not. But it's funny. But
Yes,
no,
it is.
I did not do this.
What proof do you have that she did that?
That is her online name. Her nickname is Coca. Since I've been with her for 5 years, it's always been that. My friend was online. She emailed him. He didn't know who it was. He looked up her online, her profile. That's under her profile. He called me the next morning and told me what was going on. So I asked him to print me a copy of it.
Did you ever use the name Coca?
Yes, it's been my name for a long time.
Well, why didn't you say that? I said, is this your handle? You said no.
Oh, I thought you asked me if I did that.
I didn't ask you if you did that. I said, is this your handle?
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh. Why would anybody put such a terrible thing on the computer?
I don't know, ma'am. I can't tell you because I didn't do it.
No?
I did not type those things. Anybody could have typed that.
Well, I know that. I know that anybody could have done it.
Could have even been her sister. Her sister has added quite a bit of fuel to the flame between these two, including taking him to the apartment.
Could have been a lot of things. Somebody else could have used her name, and somebody else with a grudge against both the defendant and his new girlfriend might have written that both of them are highly contagious with one or more venereal diseases. So there may have been somebody who used your daughter's name, who also had a personal axe to grind against these two people, who would write something like this and put it on the internet. That's possible. It's a bit far-fetched. It's a bit far-fetched. If I was satisfied by the required quantum of proof that she had, in fact, done this,
okay,
I would award you substantial damages.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
I'm very familiar with online. You cannot get on somebody's profile without your password to get into that computer.
How do I know about this profile? How do I know that somebody
That's
used her
exactly
profile?
what that statement is from. That's from her profile. That's why she puts her nickname in there. That is her profile.
Do you understand that? Bert, all I want to know from you is...
You can't get onto somebody's profile.
Could anybody have written that?
Fundamentally, Judge, anybody could have written this.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I want to tell you something. I'm not convinced that you're going to get a penny from the assault, because I think that you were at least partially involved with her, which caused the bruises to your arms, so you're not going to get a penny for that. You're not going to get a penny for your $350 that is outstanding from the loan. Get it back from the landlord when the lease is over. You are going to get $215 towards October rent. You understand? That you're going to get. I am, in fact, satisfied that the plaintiff did damage your furniture, because I see no reason why somebody else would damage furniture that they intended to use that looked brand new to me. Do you understand?
Yes.
You understand. So I'm offsetting the $215 that he owes you for the rent to have your furniture repaired. Goodbye, folks.
Parties are excused. Folks, have seats, please.
Briefly, Miss Betancourt, your case involves one of your dogs.
Yes.
You had two dogs. You decided you wanted to have the dogs photographed. You went to the defendant's establishment to photograph your dogs. According to you, he was negligent, and due to his negligence, your dog ran out of the establishment, was hit by a car, took off, and disappeared. You've never seen the dog since. You want to be reimbursed a substantial amount of money, because you say that as a result of his actions, you not only lost a dear friend and a companion, but the dog suffered substantially, you are sure, after being hit by the car. Right?
Yes.
What kind of dog was the dog that disappeared?
A Doberman.
How old?
3.5 years old.
And the other dog that you have?
A Doberman also.
How old is the other dog?
At the time, she was 9 months.
And you went to have the photographs taken, and you took with you your trainer.
Yes.
Is this trainer?
Yes.
Why did you take the trainer with you?
Well, he was only a friend that day, Your Honor. I mean, I took him as a friend.
Was he your dog's trainer?
Not Zoe's, no.
He was the puppy's trainer?
Yes, Your Honor.
So he's a dog trainer?
Yes.
How long had he been training your other dog?
About 6 months.
Had he ever trained Zoe?
No, ma'am.
Step up, sir. Tell me your name.
John LeBlanc.
Mr. LeBlanc, what contact did you have over the last 6 months before this incident with Zoe?
None.
Had you ever seen the dog?
I met it once.
When?
I showed up at her house, and basically the dog just ran around me, and it was nervous, submissive.
Nervous and submissive?
Yes.
Did you ever have discussions with Miss Betancourt about Zoe?
No.
Did you ever ask her why she didn't want you to train Zoe as well?
No.
Never spoke to her about it?
Nope.
Okay. When she was planning to take the dogs to be photographed, why did you accompany them?
She asked me.
When did she ask you?
Probably 2 weeks later.
2 weeks before?
Yes.
2 weeks before you were supposed to take the photographs is when she asked you to go with her?
Yes.
Had you ever been with Miss Betancourt on any other social outings?
No.
Have you ever had coffee with her outside of taking care of the dogs?
No.
Taken her to a movie, gone to a movie
No.
with her? Strictly business?
Yeah.
You were not her friend. It was a business relationship.
Yes.
Good. Have a seat. So you went with your trainer.
Yes.
Now, what happened when you arrived at this establishment?
Okay, we went into the store and we went to the back of the room because that's where they were doing the pictures. It was a pet supply company. And Mr. Kane goes there to do photography for dogs.
Okay.
And we went to the back of the store and we noticed that it was an open area. There was no barriers. And I knew my dog was nervous. And, he was asked by John twice, to leave her on the leash. The first thing he said to me was, well, the leash wouldn't look good in the picture. So I said, well, I'd rather have her on the leash. So then we were talking some more, and he said for 8 years, without incidents, he's been taking pictures. And then either he or his assistant walked up to the dog and took her off the leash and handed the leash to me.
Did you at that point, Ms. Betancourt, say, no, I want to put the leash back on the dog?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
So you're standing there holding the leash?
Yes.
And you accepted the fact that he was taking pictures with the dog without a leash?
Well, I was accepting it only because now I had to trust him because he said he never had an incident.
Go ahead.
So they started taking the pictures. They got 2 pictures, and then they wanted to have the younger dog moved closer. I have a picture that he did take of the dog. They wanted the black one moved over closer to the other one, and when we went to do that, the other one fell off the back of the table she was on. And she was scared, so she ran to the front of the store, and they have the automatic doors there. And as soon as you step in front of it, they open. So she got out onto 114, which is in Peabody, Mass., and she ran up a little bit by a car company, and in the meantime, all the employees ran out after her. I went into the parking lot just at that point because I had hurt my knee previously and I couldn't chase her. So I came back in the store when I saw she had gone further up the road than I thought she would. I came back in to get John, and I said she ran out into 114. So he asked Mr. Kane and his assistant, please hold the other dog on the leash, while he went looking for the dog. And I went back out into the parking lot, but stood there. And then somebody was yelling that she was on her way back. So she was coming back, and the traffic was stopped. It's a high area for traffic. And I saw her head above the traffic, and I had called her once because it was stopped. And then I just kept my mouth shut because I didn't want to call her. And then, the traffic started going again because the lights changed to green, and she got hit by a car right in front of me once. And she was thrown to the pavement, but she ran around this fencing and ran further up 114, where it was confirmed by 2 other people that she was hit in front of another pet store.
And you never saw her again?
Never saw her again. Went looking for her, put ads in the paper. I called dog control officers all the time, the police in that area, the shelters. I handed out flyers to the different businesses up there, and no one ever gave me a call back.
Can I see the picture, please? Beautiful.
Thank you.
Which one?
The beige one, the fawn one.
What's with the ears?
That one never stood up. I had gotten her when she was 6 months old, and, it wouldn't stand up.
I don't forget what kind of dog I had. Were you supposed to stand up and one of them never stood up?
Well, these you have to tape all the time.
Okay. Mr. Kane, I'll hear you, sir.
Mrs. Betancourt's original complaint against me was that she had asked me twice to keep the dog in question on leash. But not only weren't we asked twice to keep the dog on leash, we weren't even asked once to keep the dog on leash, because if we had, we would have complied with that request. We've been in business for what's now 9 years. We have policies and procedures for just about every eventuality that can occur when photographing dogs. And one of them is requests to keep a dog on leash. And that policy is that when we're asked to keep a dog on leash, we will remind the owner that a leash will be trailing out of the resulting photographs. And if that's okay with the owner or whoever brought the dog in, we'll proceed to photograph the dog on leash. We don't care as long as we have a chance of selling the picture. That exchange simply did not happen in this case.
Well, I would say probably, Mr. Kane, something like this happened. Perhaps the dog was on the leash, and perhaps she left the dog on the leash when the dog was placed on the table, purposely. And perhaps you had a conversation with her and you said, look, the leash is going to show. In my 8 years' experience, I've never had any trouble with a dog jumping. Just listen to me, Mr. Kane. I've never had a dog jumping off the table. I've never had an incident, and it is going to show. And Ms. Betancourt acquiesced by accepting the leash and holding it. Ms. Betancourt.
Yes, ma'am.
This incident is not his fault. It's easy to blame somebody else. When you said in your papers and you told me that you walked into a store that I'm sure you've visited many times before.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that you were not surprised to see that this store, which has no other enclosed areas, is an open store. And he's set up in the back. If as a dog owner, and you know your dogs better than anybody else, certainly more than the defendant who's never met your dogs, if you know that one of your dogs is skittish, which I assume you did because that's why you brought the trainer. He did not come as a friend because he was not your friend. He was your trainer. If you knew one of your dogs was skittish and you look at this open area and you say, I don't think that this is a good idea for me, you take your dogs and you leave. And you can go have your dogs photographed in a studio, in a little studio with a closed door. You chose not to do that. And assuming your story is correct, that Mr. Kane gave you the leash to hold before he started to take photographs, you and or your trainer could have said to him, we're not taking these photographs unless the leash is on the dog, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
As a matter of fact, according to you, he took several photographs before anything happened with the dogs, right?
Two poses.
Took two poses and got one beautiful shot of the dogs.
Yes.
So at that point, you're holding the leash and you're not upset.
Well, at the time, after he gave me the leash, I put it on the floor because I was standing on the side of Zoe.
Well, that's a good thing. But you could have said to him at that point, I don't care if the leash is showing in the picture. That's not the important thing. The important thing is the safety of my dogs.
I did say that to him once.
No, then you put the leash on your dog and leave. If he refuses to take the photograph, which you would not have done, you put the leash back on your dog and you say, I'm the dog owner. I know my dog. I don't want to take any chances. That's what you do. The fact that the dog became spooked by falling off, running out, electric doors opened up, the proximate cause of that was the fact that the dog was unleashed. So, Ms. Betancourt, sometimes when an incident like this, tragic incident like this happens, it's easy to blame somebody else.
Your Honor, I'm not trying to blame him. It's what happened.
Yeah, but
I just feel he was negligent for me because, you know, he wouldn't leave the dog on the leash. I wanted her on the leash.
That's not true. That's not true that he wouldn't leave the dog on the leash. You had a choice. It was your choice as the dog owner.
Yes, but he came up to the dog and took the leash off and handed it to me.
There was no objection when the leashes were taken off.
He took the leash on the dog. He handed it to you. Did you go back and put the leash back on the dog and say, I want the leash on the dog?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
That's easy. That's your fault. It's not his fault.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Judith Betancourt says pet photographer Bill Kane's negligence led to her dog being hit and killed by a car.
You're suing Mr. Kane, and you think his negligence is worth thousands of dollars.
Well, I went through a lot of pain and suffering
because
I lost my dog.
Just because you lost your dog, would you blame somebody who hit the dog with their car under those circumstances?
If they hit the dog, yes.
No.
Well, see...
No. If they'd hit the dog purposely, yes, but if the dog is running out in the street, if it's a choice between swerving off into oncoming traffic or hitting the dog, you have a choice. Either you kill yourself, your child who's sitting next to you, somebody else in the car. As a matter of fact, if there was an accident, it would be your fault.
That's why I wanted her on the leash, because there is a leash law in Peabody, too.
Then you should have kept the dog on the leash, Miss Betancourt. You're not following me.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Good. Then it's your fault. You don't get money from him. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
This was a very unfortunate accident that happened, but that's exactly what it was, an accident.
I feel he was partly responsible because I did ask him to keep the dog on the leash. And I lost a dog, not him.
And now the next case.
All parties on Norton versus Osley. Step forward, please.
40-year-old homemaker Diane Norton is suing 41-year-old human resource specialist Pamela Osley. Diane says Pamela ran over her 6-year-old daughter's bicycle.
Miss Osley, as far as I can piece together, which is not very hard in this case, you went to someone's house to retrieve your granddaughter.
Yes.
Person whose house it was is the daycare provider for your granddaughter.
Her backup daycare, yes.
And when you pulled up into the driveway, there were some other children playing in the driveway. And one of those children, who had a bike, was this little girl right over here. Right? Tell me your name.
Caitlin.
Caitlin. You picked up your grandchildren?
No, I went into Sylvia's, and she wasn't there. I went back outside, and when I went to get back in my car, I noticed that the little girl and another little boy were playing towards the bottom of the driveway by themselves. So I got in my car and I turned around. I started going very slowly because I was worried. I'm a mom. I know kids move, and I didn't want them to move in front of my car. So I was going very slowly, and all of a sudden I felt like I hit something. So I stopped, pulled forward, started to get out of the car, and the little girl came over, picked up the bike, and I said to her, I said, you need to be careful where you put your bike, you know, and the bike didn't look damaged, and I didn't stay because I needed to find my granddaughter. I had been mistaken about
Whatever,
Sylvia.
so that you left.
Yes.
It's your claim, Miss Norton, you weren't present, but it's your claim that there was substantial damage to the bike, and you want her to replace the bike.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So there really is no issue that you hit the bike.
No, and I told the officer, and I left him a message that he told me it was the rim, and now all of a sudden it's a whole bike. I did not back over that bike, because I would have remembered backing, going over it because I pulled forward.
You have a picture of the bike?
Yeah, I have a picture of the bike damaged.
I'd like to see it.
And she ran over the whole back tire. It wasn't just the tire. And the
Big car, little bike, so that's what happens.
The tire won't even go around. It's bent.
Okay.
I have a picture here, too, of the driveway.
I don't think that that's an issue. Miss Osley, she
told the
didn't commit a
officer.
bank robbery. She probably should have stayed to see what happened, gotten out of her car. There's no question about that.
From the story that I heard from my kids, she wasn't that nice. She told them to get out of her way because she was in a hurry.
No, I don't talk like that to children.
She was in a hurry because she could not find her granddaughter. She did not know where she was, so she was panicking, not knowing where she was.
I didn't know where my granddaughter
Just a second.
was.
So that may have happened, Miss Norton. That may have happened. She saw that your daughter was okay.
She never saw that my daughter was okay.
Yes, I did.
No, Miss Norton, pay attention. She just said to me, your daughter came over and picked up the bike. So she knew she hadn't hit a child.
Well, that's not the story I heard.
You weren't there.
Right. You should ask my daughter. She was there. And
You weren't hit by the car, were you? No? Did you go over and pick up your bike?
I went to my brother instead.
After your bike was run over, did you go and get your bike?
The neighbor lady, she came over and she tried to fix the bike, but she couldn't.
Okay.
The little girl moved the bike, or I wouldn't have been able to back out.
Just a second. You weren't hurt by the car, is that right? No. So she knew she hadn't hurt your daughter. And if she would panic about her own grandchild, it's very possible she didn't do the totally rational thing, which I'm saying wasn't right, but this is not somebody who was guilty of a bank robbery.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Okay. And she can't ride the bike now?
No.
Fine, so she needs a new bike, and you have to get it for her, Miss Osley, because you hit the bike. Not a big deal. You have the cost of it?
I don't have the original receipt, but I do have a receipt, the cost to replace the bike.
Let me see.
My question is, I think it's only the tire that needs to be replaced, not the whole bike.
She doesn't have to have, listen to me, she doesn't have to have a repaired bike. This was your negligence. As opposed to this little girl, you're getting into a car, a big car, you see children playing. You're supposed to walk around the car, make sure that nothing is there. No child, none of their equipment. I cannot attribute to Caitlin contributory negligence by leaving her bike behind your car. You're the adult, you're the licensed driver, you have to make sure that you have a completely clear road. This sort of thing happens, so you can't make more of it than it is.
I know. I did try to call her quite a few times to, I mean,
I didn't know your name.
No, don't answer. Go ahead.
I called and it was her daughter or her sister. Every time I called, she'd say, oh, she went for a walk, or oh, she went to Target. And it was like 7, 8 times. And finally I said, if she can't call me, and her daughter, whoever answered the phone, said that she has caller ID, so we were playing a little caller ID tag is what we were doing.
Okay, so you got frustrated.
So I got a little angry, yes.
Okay, so go buy your daughter a new bike. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $84.99.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Parties are excused. You may step out.
Mr. Fern, according to what I've read, sir, you were at a football game, a child's football game.
Yes, ma'am.
And there a whole bunch of cars were parked in the parking lot. Was that a dirt parking lot?
The main parking lot was a paved parking lot. Up close to the gate where I parked was gravel.
Because the main parking lot was full?
No. My wife didn't want to walk, so I parked up closer.
Your complaint is that as you were leaving after the game, you were in your car. There were a whole bunch of people walking in front of your car. You wanted them to move. You blew your horn. Subsequently, and you'll give me the whole story, you claim that the defendant purposely damaged your car.
Yes.
You want him to pay for the repairs.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There is an authorized parking area for the cars that is a paved parking lot, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And there were cars parked there.
Yes, ma'am.
Were there a lot of other people who had parked their cars by the time you had gotten to the game?
I arrived and there were a few cars in the parking lot.
What about where you parked your car? How many cars were there?
Roughly 6.
And that's closer to where the game is?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But it's not where you're supposed to park.
No,
You're
ma'am.
supposed to park
Yes, ma'am.
in the parking lot.
Yes, ma'am.
So you parked in an unauthorized area because your wife didn't want to walk so far.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, that's an area that people use when they exit the field. People are exiting the field, and they're all walking in that area where you parked your car.
Yes, ma'am.
So you get into your car where you're not supposed to be parking, and there are people and children from the game walking out to get to the authorized parking area where they're going to get their cars.
Yes,
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
You get in your car, and these people are in front of you. So you honk your horn.
Beat my horn.
Yeah.
It wasn't a loud honk. It was like a beep, beep, beep.
You wanted them to move.
Yes, ma'am.
And you can imagine, Mr. Fern, that some of them might be annoyed that you didn't follow the rules and park where you were supposed to park because your wife didn't want to walk so far. And some of those people might have said, you're just going to wait. You can imagine that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not wrong.
No, ma'am, it's not.
Because I've been to a few football games myself. And I know the folks who park when they're not supposed to park. It always irritated me that everybody's following the rules. Some people don't follow the rules, and then you wanted them to all hurry up.
Right.
So what happened?
Well,
So far, you don't have my sympathy. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that, Bert?
I'll wait to the end.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, we were proceeding to leave the game, and I backed my car out, and there were a ton of people in front of me. It was my son's first football game, and the team that he was rooting for, we had beat the team. Okay, so I had my coach's uniform on. I am a coach. I had my black Raiders shirt on, and he had his uniform on.
I don't care what you were wearing. What I care about was a whole bunch of people that were in front of you.
Okay, we were leaving, and I honked my horn, and nobody moved. So, I was just easing along real slow, and all of a sudden, the defendant, Mr. Butler, comes across. A Coke was in his hand. He drapes across my front windshield and started just banging on it. And I looked up at my wife, seeing if we were in the car safely. We made sure our doors and stuff were locked, and I said, okay. I didn't want a confrontation. I'm being a coach, and I didn't want to look bad in front of the kids. And I didn't want to have no injury to myself because he was a bigger guy. And so I kept going. All of a sudden, he jumped in front of my car and said, can you wait? Can you wait? And I'm looking at my wife again. I'm like, this guy's lost his mind. And okay, so nothing happened. I said, we're safe again. Okay, so let's move on. And by that time, the crowd had spread out because everybody got scared that something was going to happen. And all of a sudden, my car shook like that. And I looked back, and it was Mr. Butler. By that time, the crowd had split out. I was going to leave. I said, okay, maybe he kicked my tire. No confrontation. Nothing was hurt. I got a little Coke on my car. Let's leave. Got to the edge of the road. I said, let me look at my car for damages. I got out, and it was a big footprint, and I also have pictures also.
I'd like to see it.
I turned around, head back to the parking lot, and Mr. Butler, he walked up towards me, and I was looking to use the phone to call the cop. And by that time, everybody come down there. I jumped out of the car, and I'm asking everybody, I'm saying,
Okay,
Did
so
anybody see it?
you finally got to the defendant.
Yes.
And you want him to fix this dent in your car.
Yes, ma'am.
You parked in that unauthorized spot because your wife didn't want to walk so far and
Yes,
park
ma'am.
in the regular spot.
Yes, ma'am.
Why didn't you just sit in your car and wait until everybody left so that you wouldn't be honking your horn right behind a whole crowd of people? Why didn't you say, honey, we parked in a spot that we weren't supposed to park in. All the people from the game, including little children, are in front of us. I don't want to keep honking my horn, which is what you did. You kept beeping, beeping, beeping. Nobody was moving.
Right, right.
I'm just going to wait here until everybody gets to their cars, and then I'll pull out. You could have
Right.
done that, couldn't
Yes,
you?
ma'am.
Why didn't you?
I don't have an answer to that, ma'am.
That would have been the right thing to do.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, I'm not excusing him if he damaged your car. He lost his temper. But I think that what you did was 100% wrong. If you choose to park in an unauthorized spot, and everybody who has little kids knows about these games, you know, you have whole hordes of people, and you're using your car as almost a weapon because there are people all around you, including little children, that you may not be able to see. And you want to get out fast, you're beeping, beeping, beep, beeping, move, move, move. They're supposed to make way for you when you've originally done the wrong thing. That's terrible. All right, Mr. Butler, let's hear it.
He's basically got the story right. We were coming down the sidewalk, but he pulled up behind my wife and two little kids. I was walking about 10 yards up further. He pulled up very close to them and was blowing the horn. So I walked back and I reached out and I said, you're going to have to wait a minute till these people get out of here. I had a Coke in my hand. Didn't throw it on his car. When I started to turn after I seen my family was clear, and there was an elderly couple also, after they were out of the way, I turned to walk off. He hit me with his vehicle. Hard enough, I rolled over the hood of his car onto the passenger side. That's where he got the Coke
I
on his
object,
car.
Your Honor.
You can't object. He's telling me a story. What are you objecting to? Go ahead.
Then when I stood back up, I was angry at the time, but I didn't do anything. Like you say, there was
That's
a
a
lot
lie,
of
Your
children
Honor.
around.
Just a second, Mr. Fern, he didn't interrupt you when you were telling me the story. He didn't interrupt you at all. Go ahead.
As I got back up off the ground on the passenger side of the car, the defendant blew me a kiss and turned the wheels at me and dropped the clutch again. And as he did, I kicked his car in more of a defensive manner to keep him off of me than I would say an angry manner.
Your Honor, that's a lie. That's a flat, bold-faced lie.
Did he interrupt you?
Your Honor?
Just a minute. Did he interrupt you?
No, ma'am, he didn't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Wendell Fern is suing Timothy Butler for kicking his car after a Pop Warner football game.
Mr. Butler, was he driving on the sidewalk? Is
Yes,
there a
ma'am, it was a
sidewalk?
walk area. It's not actually a paved sidewalk, but it's a walk area between the parking lot and the field.
Would you step up, please? Tell me your name.
Jacqueline Fern.
Miss Fern, did you tell your husband to wait until all the people had cleared the path?
No.
Did you see that there were young children on the path?
Yeah, we saw the children and the other people.
Did you see any older people?
There may have been elderly people also. There were all types of people.
Is there any reason you have that you didn't say to your husband, let's just sit in our car and wait until all these people have moved away?
No.
You know that was wrong.
All right.
Have a seat. Step up, please. Your last name is Butler?
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Butler, can you point to somewhere in the room to show me from where you're standing to how many feet approximately the plaintiff's car was when the plaintiff was closest to either you or your child?
I can tell you this far. It scared me, and I turned around and looked, and it was about this far.
And that's when you heard the honk.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me an estimate of how many people were with you or around you in the crowd that was walking?
I would say there was about 10 people to my right.
And you were in the front of the crowd, or you were behind the
I
crowd?
had two little ones with me. I was in the back of the crowd.
How old are your two children?
4 and 6.
So at the time the plaintiff was approximately 2 feet away from you, he was also 2 feet away from your two children when he honked the horn.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Have a seat.
I have a witness. My son was also in the car.
I don't need your son as a witness. I've heard from the adults that were in the car.
Okay.
So, Mr. Butler,
Yes, ma'am.
I believe, sir, that you did, in fact, hit his car, causing this damage.
I did.
I also believe that what we call in the trade the proximate cause, which means the initial cause of the injury to Mr. Fern's car, was Mr. Fern. I cannot hold you harmless for either hitting or kicking his car, and therefore I'm entering a judgment in the favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $1. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't actually think he lost his temper. I just don't know. It was almost like he was trying to provoke someone else to.
Crime does pay, and you can get away with doing wrong.
We're just glad that justice prevailed.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
And now the next case.
All parties on Barber versus Hildebrandt. Step forward, please.
21-year-old office assistant Tara Barber is suing former friend, 32-year-old security officer Kim Hildebrandt for unpaid babysitting fees.
Ms. Barber, according to your complaint, you met the defendant at a daycare center where you were caring for either one or more of her children.
Yes, ma'am.
She asked you if you would like to move in and rent a room from her. You said yes. You moved in. You stayed for about a month. While you were there, she asked you if you would like to babysit for her children at night because she was going to be working at night. There was some statement that if you did that, you were going to be paid by the state. You stayed for a month. You didn't get paid, according to you. You want her to pay you the $1,000.
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendant says that you moved in what month?
May.
And when did you move out?
Mid-August.
When did you start babysitting?
The 1st of July.
So you babysat for about 1 month.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when did you have this conversation about babysitting?
It was right before when she started work. It was in the end of June.
And what did she say to you? What did you say to her?
She asked me if I would watch her children every night while she went to work from 12 to 9:30 in the morning. And I said, okay, since I was living there. And she told me that DFS was going to pay me the money.
You were receiving public assistance?
No, basically, Your Honor, what happens is the state allows me help with my daycare because I'm a widow with 3 children at home.
So you were receiving some assistance, is what I said, from the state. Is that right?
They were paying my daycare while I was in school, yes, ma'am.
Your daycare?
Yes.
But now you got a job working at night.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you tell the plaintiff that the Department of Family and Children's Services was going to pay her?
There was an arrangement, yes, ma'am, to get her registered as a provider, and once she was registered as a provider, they would be able to reimburse her for care.
Did she discuss that with you?
Yes, she did.
Were you registered as a provider?
No.
Why
I
not?
filled out the paperwork, and she did not turn it into them.
When did you fill out the paperwork?
Before I started watching her children.
Did you turn in the paperwork?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Why not?
I was afraid that the state would not approve her as a provider after she had some warrants out for her arrest for drug paraphernalia possession.
Miss Hildebrandt, did you tell her that you didn't turn in the papers?
Yes.
When?
Before she moved out.
So she was expecting to be reimbursed this money because
But
she
she
had
was paid by me.
Just a minute. So she was expecting to be reimbursed pursuant to your agreement that she fill out the papers, you submit the papers. You decided not to submit the papers, but you didn't tell her that you weren't submitting the papers. Is that right?
That sounds accurate, yes, ma'am.
Now you say she was paid by you. When was she paid by you?
She was paid cash by me every 2 weeks when I got paid.
How much was she paid?
I paid her $200 every 2 weeks.
So far, Miss Barber, Miss Hildebrandt sounds as if she's given me some straight answers. Were you, in fact, paid $200 biweekly or $100 a week while you were there
No, ma'am.
watching the children? So you're telling me you are not paid any money?
No.
Did you ask her what happened with the paperwork?
No, she had even filled out a schedule, and we both signed it, and she was supposed to send that in too.
And Miss Hildebrandt, that was at a time when you knew you had not submitted the paperwork, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you were fooling her?
No, all the paperwork could get turned in at the same time.
No, listen to me. You already told me you decided not to submit the paperwork. So why would you have her sign these time cards?
Oh, the schedule was filled out before I had made the decision not to turn in the paperwork, Your Honor.
No, that's impossible. You told me that you decided not to turn in the paperwork because you knew she wouldn't be approved.
Because I found out that she wouldn't be approved while she was living with me because I had to take her to the police station to see about a warrant for drug paraphernalia possession. When?
Month.
End of July, excuse me.
The end of July? Mm-hmm. Well, then you would have the papers a whole month.
Yes, ma'am.
And you hadn't submitted them. Why
No,
not?
I just hadn't turned them in yet.
Doesn't sound right to me. Who watched your children during the day?
They went, well, the older ones are in school and the youngest one went to a licensed daycare so that I could sleep.
So, Miss Hildebrandt, you didn't send in the paperwork because nobody is going to pay for 24-hour daycare for you. I've been in this business a long time. Nobody's going to pay a daycare provider so you can sleep. They will pay a daycare provider so that you can work, so that you can go to school to finish your education. But if you got one, they may take away the other.
No, the way that it was supposed to be arranged, Your Honor, was that they would pay the nighttime daycare for my older children, and then they would pay the daytime daycare for the youngest child so that I could sleep, so I could work, because they do make that arrangement when a single mother works a third shift.
But you didn't turn in the paperwork.
No, ma'am, I did not.
Did you tell her that she would be paid $1,000?
I don't know that I told her that amount, Your Honor. I couldn't tell you.
Your Honor, it was more than that.
Well, $1,000 would be about $250 a week for taking care of 3 children
While
at
they
night.
slept, Your Honor.
It allowed you to work. How much did you earn?
I was earning around $800 every 2 weeks.
Can I see her pay stubs just to make sure?
Your Honor, she never bought groceries. She never bought toilet paper. She expected me to provide all this. She acted like I was her mother and I was supposed to take care of her. And in the course of her taking care of my children, she also did things that I found inappropriate as far as care for my children.
Then you should have asked her not to take care of your children anymore and gotten
That's
somebody
when
else.
I kicked her out, Your Honor. The last straw was when she shaved half my son's head and sent him to school like that.
Okay. The law seems pretty clear. Initially, Miss Barber, your arrangement with the defendant was not that she should pay you any money whatsoever for taking care of her children. Your arrangement with the defendant was that you would watch the children, anticipating that you would be approved as a daycare provider and be paid by the state.
Yes, ma'am.
So you did not have an arrangement with her to pay you.
Right.
Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
However, I believe that she, in fact, misled you and purposefully misled you when she knew she wasn't going to submit the paperwork for you to be paid. She knew that the entire month that you were, in fact, babysitting for the children, therefore making it impossible for you to be paid, and therefore I believe that you should be paid on the basis of work provided. There's a legal term for that. It's called quantum merit, which means that you're paid for the value of the services that you provide.
Okay.
Now, it's true that you were, in fact, sleeping at the house every night.
Yes, ma'am.
What time did she go to work?
Well, I had to be home around 11:30.
At night?
Yes, ma'am.
And the children were, for the most part, sleeping?
Yes, ma'am.
And what time did you return home from work?
I got off at 8:30. I got home somewhere between 9 and 9:30 every day.
And what time did the children get up? And this is in the month of July.
The oldest has to get up on the bus at 7:30, so I'm assuming 7.
So at most, you took care of the children for, say, 2.5 hours a day. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
I think that the work that you provided for the defendant is probably worth no more than $500 a month. Judgment for the plaintiff on a quantum merit basis in the amount of $500. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties